All right, I learned something new. And this may be old knowledge for most of everybody else, but I started to watch some YouTube videos last night from some bench rest folks. I'm not a bench rest person. And one of the first videos that got me into the wormhole of this topic was from one of the prior captains of the US F-class national team. And I think his last name is Shiraz, and I might have that wrong, but I think it's right. And so the video was, he was fire forming brass from this beautiful, almost railgun looking thing that had a water cooled barrel outer liner, and he was blowing through like 500 pieces of brass on extremely reduced charges. And he talked a little bit about the benefits, but it really didn't set in some of the full benefits of this outside of the shoulder neck end of the case. The second video I watched was about a 2.5 minute video of the benefits of fire forming, and it was also another award winning, I don't know what you want to call him, but F-class shooter. And he was talking about the benefits of fire forming, and he talked about the upper ends. But the thing that hit me kind of in the face, because I've had some issues with this, is the other benefit that is this end of the case. And essentially what he was saying is when you take a low pressure charge, and when he's saying low pressure would be like starting book at 50,000 PSI plus or minus, what you're doing at this end of the case is you're actually hardening the web, the base of the case, and these are my words, but kind of setting this primer pocket. You're essentially hardening it, versus like if you start shooting brand new cases at, you know, load max or, you know, upper end of book max, what you could be doing is immediately blowing this primer pocket out to a point where it's, you know, it's not failed yet, but it's definitely not going to help you with the life of this case. And so he was saying, you know, part of this reason to do this and the benefit of this end, you know, he's saying this will help you get, or well, has helped him get in a 284, you know, an F-class, I guess, round cartridge, over 20 firings. And part of it has to do with the primer pocket, so that's one benefit. But the other part is when he's saying is when you set this case or fire form this case with a low pressure cartridge, the secondary benefit back here is you're kind of hardening this web, and I'm pretty sure web's right. So the meat of where the majority of this metal is down here is you're not, when you go back to resize this, full length size this, you're not moving metal from here up. It's helping kind of harden this and not have case head separation, which is the other reason we anneal up here to re-soften this part instead of work harden it to keep all of the movement when you're doing the resizing and the firing up here. And so the reason that I wanted to make this video is, I mean, after 11 years, I never had heard this conversation. I mean, I've heard fire forming before, but I didn't realize it had so much to do with back here. And when you're, you know, when you're spending, I think it ends up being like almost $190 for two of these guys. So 100 rounds, these are 50 round boxes. And this is, I've gotten to the point, you know, I still shoot some Hornady brass, but ADG, I know Alpha brass, I have some, that's usually in my smaller match stuff. I've had some Gunworks brass, but I've had both Gunworks and ADG, Atlas Design Group. I have, after like 3 firings for maybe 25% of the case, the cases in a 50 count have enough looseness in that primer pocket that I can almost tap out a primer that I've just seated in this primer pocket, which I never used to have issues with, but I also didn't used to shoot a lot of Magnum max charge stuff. So I've been reloading for a while, maybe not as long as everybody else, but if I hadn't heard that conversation, I thought I should make a video for other reloaders that are either just starting or maybe even been reloading longer than me, that have never really contemplated the benefits of fire forming brass to extend the life of the cases, specifically for the case head. So hopefully this is a beneficial bit of knowledge for you guys to think about and consider, maybe doing a little bit of fire forming, not only to extend the life of your case, but to get a little bit more information of shoulder bump and velocity and some of those other things. So I will talk to you guys later.